Hi, seed keepers. So this week we are going to talk about a plant, but also it's a family. Kind of like, I know I've told you all before that certain plants are in different families, and they have different characteristics that allow us to know what families they are in. And the mint family particularly is very safe, and has such an amazing characteristics that we can not misidentify ever. So I'm going to teach you what they are. So this one first is a mint that you would most likely have in your backyard. It's just a spearmint. It smells divine. It smells like mint gum, if you've had mint gum, or a candy cane, things like that. And when we look at this plant, we notice something about the leaves. And the leaves are directly across from each other, which means that they're opposite. It means that one's here, they're absolutely opposite from each other. Another way of characterizing a plant is alternate leaves. And so if it was an alternate leaf, there would be one of these leaves would be down here. So there would be a leaf here, and then a leaf here, and then a leaf here, and then a leaf here. And those would be alternate. But these are opposite. So we know to think about that when we're thinking of the mint plant. The other really, really, really amazing thing about the mint plant is that it's a particular shape for the stem. Can you guys guess what that is? We've talked about this in Seed Keepers a couple times. It's not this shape, which is what? It's not a triangle. It's not this shape, which a lot of plants have that shape as their stem. So it's not a circle, but it is a square. So every time you look at the mint plant, you can put your hands right here, your fingers right here and right here, then turn it over and right here and right here, and you can feel that it's not rolling in your fingers, it's actually stopping. So if you had a car with square wheels, would it roll? That would be odd, right? But no, they wouldn't be able to roll because tires are circles, and so that's what makes us roll. So if we try to roll this in between our fingers, it's going to stop because it's a square and it's not completely a circle. That's one of our biggest characteristics of any of the mint family. Mint has so many amazing plants in it. So here's mint. This is just gathered from my yard, so I wonder how many are in your backyard that are in the mint family. So I have mint, I have catnip, and this is a big one. You could definitely see the square stem in this one. You see how that's square? You can see it right there. And then are the leaves opposite? So opposite leaves, square stem. The other thing is that they're very, they have a lot of fragrance, a lot of smell. So any of the plants that you would gather, and you can just kind of do a scratch and sniff is what I say. You just kind of take your fingers on the leaves like this and rub them back and forth, and then smell and see if it has a smell, an aromatone to it. This is a different mint. This is called apple mint. There's lots of different mints. There's chocolate mint, there's apple mint, it's just so many different mints. But you can see again, it has a square stem, and then the leaves are what? They're opposite. So that's another mint. And then there's this plant that we actually have growing at Seed Keepers, and this is called lemon balm. Same thing. Oh yes, I can definitely smell that. The leaves are opposite, and the stem is square. So those are only some. There's sage is in the mint family. Thyme, all of our delicious, yummy herbs are all in the mint family. And so they're all very safe to nibble. Some of the best things that we can do with mint, or anything really in the mint family, you can just pick it right out of your garden and then maybe break it up and put it in some water, some clean water, and then put a top on it and put it in the sun for a little while. And when you're playing on a really, really hot day, you just take yourself a drink of that mint water, and mint has this really neat way of cooling our bodies down. So if we're really, really, really hot, we can drink some mint or take a little nibble of mint, and it makes us cool, has a cooling effect on us, and it can make our bodies feel a little bit cooler, which is nice, especially on a hot spring or summer day. Mint gives us so many wonderful things. So go back in your backyard, in your front yard, or in your neighborhood, and go see if you can find any mint or any of the plants in the mint family. Okay? Bye.